Hi everyone and welcome to my December wrap up. I know this video is a little bit delayed. Everyone else has seemed to post their wrap up ages ago, but I just didn't have time to film anything with Christmas and everything, and my husband was at home, and I prefer filming when there's no one else in the house, just so that I don't have to worry about anyone hearing me, judging me, I don't know. I just have a thing about that. But like in December, I didn't read as much as I normally do. I feel like I wasn't really in a reading mood in December. I more wanted to do like other hobbies and stuff, like my jigsaw puzzle and like things like that. I don't know, I just wasn't really in the reading mood. But I did still read a fair few amount of books, but just not as many as normal. So I'm going to go through them in order and let you know my thoughts and my ratings. I read on my Kindle The True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren, and this is the second book in a series. They're like interconnected standalone, so you can read this on its own. The first book was The Soulmate Equation, which I did really enjoy, and this book I ended up giving 4.25 stars. I did really enjoy this. It's about a guy who basically had to run this reality TV show kind of thing. There's one girl and loads of guys, and she has to pick a guy by the end of it kind of thing. Like, and the guys get whittled down to one guy at the end kind of thing, and she has to pick one who she wants to be with at the end, and they get to like win something. I think they win like a holiday together or something. I'm not too sure, I can't really remember now. It seems like ages ago since I read it. And the main character, Fizzy, she ends up getting chosen to be the girl in this show, and she's the best friend of the girl in the first book. And obviously Fizzy ends up falling in love with the guy who is running the show instead of any of the guys on the show. So there's sort of like this reality TV thing going on at the same time, and it was just fun. I've had kind of mixed reviews about this book, to be honest, but I did really enjoy it. I just thought it was fun to read and it was just good, so yeah, I would recommend this one. I then decided to read a Christmas book, but I kind of felt like reading a thriller, so I read Dying for Christmas by Tammy Cohen, and this was interesting, let's just say that. I go into more depth in a vlog. I did like a Christmassy kind of reading vlog, which I will link in the description below and put a card above if I remember, so that you can check out, like you can find out my thoughts in more depth. But this was, yeah, it was about a girl that gets kidnapped, well, not kidnapped, whatever you call it, like she gets held captive by this guy for the 12 days of Christmas, and for the 12 days of Christmas he ends up giving her a different gift each day, and the gifts are kind of revealing things about his past and stuff, and it's just very, very messed up. But I was actually quite enjoying it at the beginning, but then as the book got further on, there was like a second part of the book which was completely different to the first part of the book, and it just got really, really messy and boring, and I just wanted it to be over. I didn't like the plot twist, I hated it, so yeah, I wouldn't really recommend this, although the first half I did enjoy, so I don't know, it's a hard one. I ended up rating it 2.5 stars just because when it reached part 2 I just wanted the book to be over, so I couldn't rate it any higher than that really. So it was alright, but I have actually unhauled this book now, but I just haven't physically got rid of it yet, so I'm not keeping this book because I know that I wouldn't get anyone to read this and I wouldn't really recommend it. I listened to on audiobook The Wake Up Call by Beth O'Leary. I tend to listen to her books via audio just because I really do get on with those audiobooks. I like the narrators, they're like English, British narrators, and I just like listening to English narrators more than American. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because that's how I speak, and I just feel like I can connect to it more. I don't know. Yeah. And this book I didn't actually realise going into it, but it is set some parts of it around Christmas, and there is quite a Christmassy theme going on, so like big part of the book happens around Christmas and they're decorating this hotel for Christmas and stuff. The book's told from two perspectives, the male and the female perspective, obviously the male love interest and the female love interest, and they both work for this hotel that's in trouble, and it's probably going to close down, and they're basically just trying to save the hotel. So that's what it's about, and there was parts of it that I really, really loved, and there were parts of it that were very, very unrealistic. So I don't know, it was a good book and I would recommend it, especially around Christmas time, because as I said, it's actually quite Christmassy themed, which I didn't realise going into it, but it was actually worked out really well considering I read it in December. So I really enjoyed this audiobook. I would recommend it. I gave it 3.75 stars. It wasn't perfect by any means, but I did enjoy it. And I also reread the entire HEARTSTOPPER graphic novel series, and I do have the 5th one, which came out in December, but my sister's actually boring at the moment, so I don't have it here to show you. But I did reread all 4 of these books, and then I read the 5th one for the first time, and I've vlogged my experience reading these as well, so I will also link that video in the description below and put a card above if I remember. So if you want to watch my video, find out more of my in-depth thoughts about HEARTSTOPPER, then please check out that video. I just love HEARTSTOPPER. I love the graphic novels. I just love the TV series as well. It's just so cute. It just makes me happy. It's kind of, I'd say these are probably like my comfort reads because they're really, really quick to get through, obviously, because they're graphic novels. So most of it is just pictures and a few words. But the emotions that you can get from these, and also like her drawings, I don't know how she does it, but her illustrations, you can really feel what the characters are thinking and feeling. storytelling, and they just give me all the feels, and I just love them so much. So obviously I gave all of these 5 stars. That's the same as I did the first time, and I also give the 5th book 5 stars as well, because they're just perfection in a book. I read on my Kindle The Grey Shear by Kim Liggett, is it? Kim Liggett, I think that's how you pronounce it, I don't know. But yeah, I read The Grey Shear, and it was, this I actually had quite high expectations going to. Like, I thought I was really going to enjoy this, because it's sort of, it reminded me of The Handmaid's Tale, and I'd say reading it, yeah, it kind of reminded me of The Handmaid's Tale, a little bit of like Hunger Games vibes, those kind of vibes, and I absolutely love The Handmaid's Tale TV show, so I thought I was really going to love this book, and I did love it. I did really enjoy it, but it just, some parts of it, I feel like it needed to go more in depth with it. This world where females, when they turn a certain age, I think it's like 16 or something, they have to go on this grey shear. And obviously no one knows what the grey shear is going to be going into it. It's just a surprise. And when people come out, they're not allowed to talk about it, so they can't talk about their experience. So going into your grey shear, you don't know what to expect. You don't know what the grey shear actually is going to be. So going into the book also, you didn't know what the grey shear was going to be until the main character actually goes on her grey shear, and you follow her story with like how she gets on with that and stuff. And it wasn't quite what I expected, although I did enjoy it, but it was just a bit unhinged, and I don't know, it was a good read. I did enjoy it. There was lots of like action and messed up stuff that goes on, and it was also quite heartbreaking at the same time, but it didn't hit me the way I thought it was going to hit me. I don't know, I thought this book was going to be like one of my top reads of the year or something. I thought it was going to blow me away, but it didn't blow me away. It was okay, it was good. I would recommend it if you like that sort of thing, but it just wasn't exactly what I expected. And then for some reason I had a sudden urge to read this book that I had read about 10 years ago when I was a lot younger. Actually, I think it was over 10 years ago. It was probably more about 12 years ago, so I was about 14, and I remember this book making me feel so much, and I loved it. It was like a 5-star book. I absolutely loved it so much. I don't hear anyone talk about it, and it's a young adult book, obviously, because that was my thing, and it is Dark Visions by LJ Smith, and this is about a group of kids that get like sent to this institute. I think there's about 5 kids in total, and they get sent to this institute. They've all got like some sort of psychic powers. So one of them can like tell the future from her drawings, another one of them can like has healing energy, like can heal people and stuff like that. There's someone working at the institute or something that they turn evil, they find out they're evil and they're doing it all for the wrong reasons or something. But yeah, I definitely didn't enjoy this the second time around. I bought this on Vinted like for £1 because I just really wanted to read it again. I don't know why, I just had that urge. It didn't give me the same feelings that I had when I was younger. And I think also this book has a lot of insta love in it. The 2 main characters, well, the main girl character and one of the main male characters, they fall in love instantly. Like, she's literally in love with him straight away, and there's no development that leads to that. It's just so instant, and I hated that. The storyline was good enough, but it just, obviously it just feels very young adult, and definitely I'm too old for this book now. But I'm glad I reread it, I suppose, but yeah, just wasn't the same. So I ended up giving it 3 stars this time round. I also picked up another Christmassy book. This one's on my Kindle, and it is Lovelight Farms by B.K. Borison, and this is the first book in the Lovelight Farm series, and this one's like a Christmassy one. So it's like based on a Christmas tree farm. The main female character owns this Christmas tree farm, and she's in a ton of debt and stuff like that, so she's trying to figure out how to save the farm. All the side characters are really cute as well, and it's basically a best friends to lovers romance. And I did really enjoy this, but I just feel like the thing that let it down is when with best friends to lovers romance, sometimes it's so obvious that these 2 people should be together and they act like a couple already, but they just don't see it, and it annoys me. So it's just like, can't you just see that you're meant for each other? Why won't you admit your feelings to each other? I don't get it. But it was a very cute book, and I just loved all the characters. I loved the setting so much. It was a very festive, like really cute setting, so I would recommend it for around kind of Christmas time, and I gave that book 4 or 5 stars. And lastly, I ended off the month with 2 thrillers. They're 2 like Christmassy thrillers, because I wanted to read more Christmassy books in December, but I also just was in a thriller mood. So I picked up The Gift by Freida Mcfadden, which is only a little novella. This was only like 40 something pages or something. It was really short. It was alright, yeah, not much to it obviously, but there was still, even though this book was only 46 pages or whatever it was, it still had a massive plot twist. How does Freida Mcfadden do that in such a short amount of time? I don't get it. But I did enjoy it. I would recommend it for around Christmas time. It was, you know, really quick read. and yeah, don't regret reading that one. And I gave it 3.75 stars. Last of all, I read Last Christmas by Maria Franklin. This one was on Kindle Unlimited as well, and this one's sort of about a family that are spending Christmas together, and the main two characters, they are having really like loads of trouble in their marriage. The guy is an alcoholic and they're struggling to have a baby, so it kind of, I think that's what led to his alcoholism. He was kind of just getting really depressed and stuff, and he's suffering with his mental health, and obviously drinks too much alcohol and stuff, and like he doesn't get on with her family. He doesn't want to spend Christmas with her family at all, but he has to. Stuff goes wrong, there's loads of family drama and stuff, and someone ends up getting killed. So yeah, that was a good read. It was interesting. It kept me hooked from page 1. I do feel like some of it was a little predictable. Like I kind of guessed who killed who and why and whatever. I kind of guessed what the big reveals were gonna be, but I still did really enjoy it, and I love kind of drama in thrillers and stuff like that, so I gave that one 4 stars. And that is all of the books that I read in December, so it wasn't a huge amount of books, especially as like 5 of them were graphic novels, so they were really, really short. It took me no time at all. Said I wasn't in a massive reading mood, but now it's January, I'm actually in such a reading mood, so I just want to read anything and everything. So I'm going to quickly go through a few of the books that I want to read in January. I mean, I don't think I'm going to get to all of these because I am going on my honeymoon in January, and I don't know which of these books I want to take with me yet. So, and also I just don't know how much I'm going to read when I'm away, because we're going to the Maldives. It's obviously going to be quite a relaxing holiday. I've got a 10.5-hour flight there and back, so I'm going to be reading a lot on the travelling. But yeah, when I'm there, I don't know how much I'm going to read. I imagine I'd probably read quite a bit because it's going to be quite a relaxing kind of holiday. But anyway, I'm just going to go through some of the books that I want to get to during January. So first of all, I want to finish off reading These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. I've got probably about a third left. I am actually really enjoying this. I started this in December and it was really slow for me to get into because I just wasn't in a reading mood, but now I'm actually really into it and I'm getting through it quite quickly. I am actually really enjoying this. It's just a very easy kind of fantasy romance. And then I'd also like to get to These Twisted Bonds, which is the second book in this series, which I have on my Kindle. So I've got the physical book for the first one, but I've only got the second one on my Kindle. So I will be wanting to read the second one once I finish this, just because I think it's a duology, so then it just gets those two done, and then I won't have a massive gap between reading both books, so I won't forget what happened in the first one, if you know what I mean. So yeah, they're two that I definitely want to get to. I'm going to really quickly just talk about 3 books on my Kindle that I'm potentially wanting to read in January. So the first one is The Inmate by Freida Mcfadden. I've got this downloaded from Kindle Unlimited. I've had it downloaded for a while, so I just want to get to it. I don't know too much about what it's about, but I'm guessing it's sort of based in a prison or something because it's called The Inmate, but who knows. But Freida Mcfadden is one of my favourite thriller authors. Her books are just so quick and easy to read, so that's one that I would hopefully like to get to in January. Might be a good airplane read, because if I'm bored on the airplane or whatever, it might be something really quick and easy to help me get through the plane journey. And also I'd like to read The Only One Left by Riley Sager, which is one that I've also got on my Kindle. It's not on Kindle Unlimited, but I remember I got it on like a 99p deal ages ago. And this one I've heard amazing things about. Riley Sager, I've read a couple of his books before and I did really enjoy them. So I'm not entirely sure what this one is about, but it's called The Only One Left. So I'm assuming it's something to do with killing and there's one person left or something. I have no idea. I'm going to go into it completely blind, which is probably the best way when you go into thrillers, because it's just everything's a surprise. So that's another one that would hopefully be a very quick read as well, so it could be another potential aeroplane read. And then once I finish These Hollow Vows, I think I want to go straight into Fuel the Fire by Krista and Becca Ritchie, which is, I think it's like the 3rd book in the Calloway Sisters series, but it's like the 8th book in the Addicted / Calloway Sisters series. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. It's like a series, 2 different series of 5 books that are like interconnected and you have to read them in a certain order kind of thing. And yeah, so this is the next one that I need to get to. I've got 3 left. I want to get through them towards the beginning of this year, and I think I'm going to go on to that next because I'm quite in the mood to get back into that world and those characters and stuff. So I think I'm going to be reading that one after I finish These Hollow Vows. And then I have a big stack of physical books here that I'm going to quickly mention. I don't know, as I said, I don't know how many of these I'm going to get through, and I'm not going to be able to take all of these on holiday with me, obviously, because that will just take up all my suitcase and my weight limit of my luggage. So I'll probably pick maybe like 4 of these books to take with me, and some of them I might read before I go away, because obviously I'm not going away until the 22nd of January, so I've got a few weeks still. Like I've got just under 3 weeks before we go away anyway, so I will obviously need other things to read. So my mum randomly picked up this book for me to read, which she said sounded interesting when she saw it. So this is called Nowhere to Run by James Oswald, and I have no idea what this is about, apart from I think it's something to do with a detective is the main character and she's solving some sort of case or something. As far as I'm aware, her mum's just died and she's taking leave from her job, and And yeah, that's all I know really. But when I looked up this on Goodreads, well, my mum looked it up on Goodreads, it's actually the third in a series, but I think by the sounds of it, it might be the kind of series that you can just pick up one. I mean, obviously the main character continues through all of the books, so there will be things that I would be missing out on by going straight into this, but I think it's probably the kind of book that you can read on its own, so I'm going to give it a go and just see if you can. I'll probably get to that one soon and see how that one is. I've never heard of this author before, so I don't know what to expect, but hopefully that one will be a good one. I've also got The Locked Door by Freida Mcfadden, which I would like to read as well very, very soon. Don't know whether I would take this away or not. Again, it's another like quick thriller, and Freida Mcfadden, all her books are just so easy to read, and this one looks intriguing from the cover. Looks like it could be a scary one. So that's just another potential one for me to take on holiday with me. And I've also picked out Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney, which is another kind of thriller, and I've read Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney and I really enjoyed it, so I'm hoping I will enjoy this one as well. And I think this one's sort of about a family that all get together. This girl called Daisy, her family all get together for her grandma's 80th birthday, and it's Halloween apparently, so it's set on Halloween. So I'm probably reading this wrong time of year, but anyway, who cares. And I think the families start like dying one by one or something, so sounds interesting. It sounds like something that I would enjoy, so that's another potential one to take away, or maybe one to read throughout the beginning of January, who knows, but I do want to get to this because I've been wanting to read this for quite a while. I've also got Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty, and this one's sort of about, it's a thriller kind of mystery to do with like, I don't know if it's friends or family, I don't know, but there's like secrets that people are hiding and that kind of thing, so I always enjoy that kind of book. I like secrets, I like it when friends and family are hiding secrets from each other and there's like things that get revealed and there's loads of drama that happened. I just like that. This one's quite a bigger book for a thriller. It's like 450 pages or something, so it's quite a long one for a thriller. Normally thrillers are really, really quick, but anyway, that's another potential read to take away, or one for me to read before, who knows. And then last of all, I've got 3 romances, because I can just picture me sitting on the beach in the Maldives reading a really cute romance. So this is one that I'm 100% reading this month. I'm 100% taking with me. I've been saving it for this holiday, and that is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren, and so many people love this book. It's so many people's favourite book. I've read a few books by Christina Lauren and they've always been okay, but I've never had like a 5-star from her, but yeah, this is a potential 5-star because it's friends to lovers, and like a second chance romance kind of thing where they were together back in the day, something went wrong, they broke up, didn't see each other for years, and then they come back together kind of thing. And I do really enjoy books like that. It reminds me very much of Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, which I did really enjoy. So yeah, I'm 100% taking this one away with me, and I'm going to hopefully read this one on the beach. Another one I may potentially take away with me is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I've been wanting to read a book by her for a long time because I've heard so many people rate all her books really, really high and say that her books are just so amazing. So I'm really excited to read this one, and I don't really know what it's about, to be honest, either. I just want to go into it blind, but I've heard amazing things about this, and this one sounds like a really, really cute romance. And then finally, I think this one may be quite fitting for going to the beach, and it's called Beach Reads. So this one might be a good potential one to take with me and also read on the beach. And this says it's 2 writers, 1 holiday, a rom-com waiting to happen. So yeah, and I have enjoyed Emily Henry's books that I've read in the past, but I haven't read Beach Read. I did really want to take away with me Happy Place, but I've only got hardback, and I think that's just a bit too big and bulky to take away with me. So I've settled for potentially taking Beach Read with me. And that is it for my January TBR. So that is the end of this video. So there was my December wrap up and then my January TBR. And I'm just really in a reading mood, as I said, so I'm hoping I will get through the majority of these books in January. And yeah, I'm just so excited to go to the Maldives and have a really nice relaxing time, just forget about life and just chill, relax, have some fun, eat some good food and just enjoy the sun. Considering in the UK at the moment it's just very rainy and horrible, so it'll be nice to go and hopefully have some nice weather. Although when I checked the weather for the Maldives at the moment, it is raining quite a lot, so we will see. But anyway, I'm sure I'll have an amazing time regardless. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give the video a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you want to see more from me, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye!